Hey, hi, hello guys, welcome back to video part 2. Tutorial part 2. So in this tutorial part 2, friends, we already before this we already learned about this Python in tutorial 1 class 1. So if you have any doubts, if you have any doubts, if you got any doubts, clear on the comment section. uh, I will be answered that for your questions. So friends, in this video part 2, now we have to learn with clearly and briefly with a full information about arrays and strings. So friends, here we go. Arrays, arrays and strings. So first, arrays and strings in Java. So friends, in these arrays and strings, first of all, we have to know what is an array. So here, if you have to know, we have to know what is an array. If you uh, don't want to know about that, if you can't know about that, so understand this definition. After that, you will be clear on your way. So what is array means? Arrays in Java are fundamental data structures that allow you to store multiple values of the same, sorry for the spelling mistakes, of the same multiple values of the same type of type in a single variable. So after that, so here we go to see in this Java the comments are showed like double slash, so they are now acceptable. So here we go to see the given text will be in green color. So next, after this friends, now we want to know what is arrays in Java with full information with the help of coding, programming. So here we go to see first of all, in this array they are classified several subtopics. So now we want to know about that. So be with concentrated mind, with a peace of mind, and you want to gain from your knowledge, and you want to gain knowledge from this knowledge is a power. So after that, declaring arrays. So these declaring arrays, we already said about that double slash will be satisfied with the chosen text or given text to give a comment. So like that. So in declaring arrays definition in Java you can declare an array using using the following syntax. So here we go to see type, give type with square brackets and enter, and array use caps, and capital N name with closed semicolon. So this is the way to declare the arrays in Java. So second one, say not we don't want to go second one. In these declaring arrays, they consider another concept. Here we go to see they consider another concept, or I mean these type syntax will be also used in array. So here we go to see array, capital name, capital N with open closed square brackets with semicolon. So these type of array will be also used to declare the arrays in Java programming language. So this is the two types. This is the two types of method to declare arrays. What is the change means? Here the square brackets will be inputted in the at the end. So that's the way. After this completion of declaring arrays, we want to know one of the example. For this example, I want to give like integer int with the open square brackets and my capital letter A array and semicolon. So every declaring array will be ends with semicolon. Note down this point. Every declaring arrays will be ends with in declaring line 13th line and 9th line and 5th line. Every line will be ends with semicolon. This is the process to declare the arrays. So next topic is initializing arrays. Initializing arrays. Initializing arrays. In these initializing arrays, friends, here we go to see you can initialize an array at the time of declaration or separately. So here we go to see they are classified several types in this initialization. In these initializing arrays. So what is the types of means, friends? So first one we have to see here. First one, static initialization. I want to give like in static initialization. So here the definition, you can specify the values directly in a curly braces. If you know that curly braces, if you don't want to know about these curly braces, see here with the symbol. Here the open and closed curly braces. So in this static initialization method, we want to know with code what is the way. So I want to give int with open square brackets and my capital letter A and array. After that, use equal operator. So here, sorry for this gap. So after using equal operator with open curly brace, and I want to give some of the values in curly braces. So because of that, so you can specify the values directly in curly braces. This is the point. So that's the way I want to give like 1 comma gap 2 comma gap 3 comma space 4 comma space 5 comma space, so 6 comma space, go on, so etc etc. So after that I'm closed with curly brace with semicolon. So this is the way to specify the values directly into curly braces. This is the method to use in static initialization. So now next one, second one is dynamic. So dynamic initialization, I want to give like this. In dynamic initialization, you can see here, you can see you can use the new keyword to allocate memory, new keyword to allocate memory for the array, and then specify the size. Here we go to see specify the size. So now we want to see about with code. So int curly, sorry for that, brackets my capital array. After that, using equal operator, now give some of the space here, space. I want to enter new with space int with square brackets. I want to entering some of the value like 7. So after that give ends with semicolon. So each and every line will be ends with semicolon in an arrays. So here we go to see now. You can use, you can see you can use the new keyword to allocate memory for the array and then specify this size. So specify the size. So here we go to see I am the entering new keyword to allocate memory for the array and specify the size. So this is the size. I am given this size. I gave like a value in the way to know our size. So that's the way. So after the completion of these static initialization, dynamic initialization in initialization arrays. So after that next we jump to know about that about this like assessing array elements, So now here we go to see some of the definition. Array elements are assessed using index using the index with the first element and index 0. Here we go to see 0 and a dot. So here we go to see for these accessing array elements. So now we want to know about with code information. With the code information we want to understand very easily. So I want to give array and curly brace 0, sorry for that, square bracket 0, and using equal operator I'm assigning a value 10. After that entered. So now we want to give value int value equal operator, and my array is a capital letter A and array with the open closed square brackets 0 and ends with semicolon. So this is the way to uh, arrays elements are accessed used the index with the first element at index 0. So here we go to see my array is index 0. So index 0 assigning value 10. So int value my array is 0. So this is the way to know about these accessing array elements. So after that we want to see some of the code to understand very easily. So with full information I want to give some of the code. So after this completion of this, so we want to know about code. So I want to taking simply like public class. So don't skip this video friends, you must learn. So very easy from this knowledge is a power. So after that here we go to see, so example with open curly brace. So I want to enter public class array example. We already know about this. If you don't want to know about this, if you can't know about this, so go to previous video, previous tutorial, Java programming tutorial, class 1 tutorial. So you want to learn that, you want to learn from there. So after that, after the completion of first tutorial, and you want to enter into this tutorial to understand very briefly with full information about Java, Python, sorry for that, about Java programming language. So that's the way friends. After the completion of first line public class array example, so I want to use main method in every concept of programming in Java, in every concept of coding in Java. First of all, we are entered our concept name public class array example. So after that we want to use must main method in Java. So what is the main method? Means public static void main. So public static void main. So after this completion of this, if we want to give like string square brackets and args. Args means args nothing but it is an argument. So after that open curly brace. So this is the main method. So this is the main method for Java. So after that completion of this, so here we go to see some of these declare and initialize an array of integers. So here we go to see with the full information with code information. So I want to give int square brackets without any gap here. After that I want to give some of the gap to entered like numbers with using equal operator. Now declaring and initializing. How we declare? Open curly brace, and I want to give 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5 comma 6. I want to enter this type of the values in my int numbers in initialization declaration method. So after the completion of declare accessing array elements. So after the completion of here we go to see accessing accessing array elements. Sorry for this disturbance, friends. So just understand. So after that accessing array elements, so we want to use in the Java programming language. So what is that means? Sysout statement. We already know about that sorry for that, sysout statement. Sysout statement is nothing but printing statement in our Java programming language way. So I want to print like that system.out.println. After that with open parentheses by using double quotes, first first element first element with indentation. I mean in these Java programming language we want to call like colon. In the Python we want to call like these colon symbol is like indentation symbol. So after that, so double quotes, I'm using plus operator and give some of the gaps to enter numbers and 0 with closed parenthesis, it ends with semicolon. So this is the way to understand very easily in this way. So after that completion, so here don't want to give about these another double quotes. So it's now correct in correct manner. It is in correct manner. So after that we want to print like this. So system.out.println our first element plus number 0. So what do you mean by index means? Here we go to see here a side of the code. Here we go to see index starts from 0. So index start from 0 and and they travels multiple numbers 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, but they travels multiple numbers by the based on initialized values. So where is the initialized values in these means? So here they go to see open curly braces. In this way we are initialized, we are entered some of the values. So now here we go to see what is the one index means. What is the one index means? It is a 0. It is a 0 and 2 index is and it is a 1 and 3 index is it is a 2 and 4 index is it is a 3 and 5 4 and here we go to see last one 5. So this is the way to the this is the way to form, and this is the formation of index by using this assigning or initializing our values in curly braces. So this is the way to know about index. So after that our first I want to give text like this, and first element is one of the one and place numbers zeros. So that's the way. So after this sysout statement I want to give another sysout statement. Like you want to understand very carefully, this topic is very easily to understand. So first concentrate on your presence. So after that here we get to see after the completion of first element I want to give in the same manner element with same colon symbol. After that I am assigning the assignment operator addition. So after that I want to give like numbers and enter with closed with semicolon. So this is the way to assessing array elements in our coding way. So after these completion of these, So next we want to move modifying array elements. Modifying array elements is very simple and very easy to understand. So modifying array elements means by the way of these presence code, you want to understand each and every steps and very easily. By I want to give like numbers. I want to enter text like numbers and with open square brackets with 2 with equal operator with a 10 and ends with semicolon. So this is the way to give. So understand, concentrate on 14th line, numbers 2 equals to 10. After that I want to print. We want to give printout statements means in Java system dot print ln. Print ln. So after that in the same way I want to give like modified third element with colon symbol with plus numbers with 2 and same closed with semicolon. So this is the way to modifying the arrays. So what you want to understand in this 15th line means here we go to see print statement and modifying third element. So what is the third element? So here we go to see 2 is an 10. 2 is an 10. So I want to give these 2 will be changed as 10. So that's the way to modifying the elements. So after the completion of this, next we want to know about using a loop to iterate using enhanced. Everyone understand friends. Here we go to see. So using a loop iterate using enhanced for loop. So what is this means? So I want to use same in the same manner system dot out dot print ln. After that I want to open these curly braces, sorry for this open parenthesis, and I want to give with double quotes array elements. What do you mean by elements means we are inserting some of the values in the open curly braces, so these called as elements. So after that array elements, after the completion of this array elements enhanced for loop. We already know about that what is loop and what is while loops. So what is written, what is result in previous videos. So after the completion of this, every line ends with semicolon in sysout statements in arrays statements. So after the completion of these friends, so here we go to see every line will be ends with semicolon. So after that, after this completion of this, so we want to we want to print for, I mean you already know about that what is the form is for loop. I want to give like I want to give like an integer I equals to 0. So after that ends with semicolon and starts with less than I less than numbers. What we are entering numbers now, so we want to give like that numbers. After this complete with dot, and after you want to use length ends with semicolon, and after I use increment. This is called as increment. I plus plus is called as increment. So after that simply enter. After this completion of 4, so we want to print. Again we want to print, okay, print ln. After that array elements enhanced for loop the same way, just ends with semicolon after enter. And after this completion of loop, so another way to iterate using enhanced loop, what is the another way means, here we go to see next way to iterate using enhanced for loop. Simply use system dot out dot print ln, after that open parenthesis, and simply same what you want to enter in the same way means same uh, array array elements enhanced enhanced for loop enhanced for loop, so ends with semicolon. So after that this completion of this we want to give same for, so because of these using a loop to iterate using enhancer for loop, it is the first way. Here we go to see I want to give first first way to understand. So also they consider second next second way to use these type of concepts in iterating arrays method. So after that friends, here we go to see for and int. So int, after the completion of giving int, so I want to give num is called numbers. I want to give in shortcuts num with indent, I mean colon symbol. After the completion of this, enter like numbers, and numbers with open and open parenthesis with open parenthesis. After the completion of open parenthesis friends, simply enter. You want to know about that system.out.println. So same after the completion of it, after the completion of this, so use simply like num is nothing but numbers, so enter this. So this is the shortcut method to understand by using num. So num means numbers. So here we go to see, here already initialized num is to numbers. So that's the way to iterate arrays. So after this completion of friends, after this completion, so we want to know about dynamic programming. Dynamic, sorry for that, dynamic initialization. Dynamic initialization in arrays. So dynamic initializing. In this dynamic initialization we want to enter like same with int, and first we want to use here dynamic in every array by the based on the concepts, that concept names will be used in different ways to give the text in coding way, I mean in this page in 32 lines. So what the concept we want to see now, so dynamic programming, so that's the way I want to give it. And the next to the way to enter my text like dynamic array. So every concept starts with initialized way. So after that they ends I mean every topic will ends with these initialization concept way, and must start capital letter to use array. By the way of these using capital letters, the compiler and the Java will be very easy to understand our code to execute very easily. So that's the way to use in our way. So easily I want to enter new and enter new, after that giving int, after that giving 3, so ends with semicolon. And in this way friends, this is a main topic and this is a main understandable way So first concentrate on this page. So first of all, dynamic dynamic array dynamic array sorry for this capital letter, dynamic array. So dynamic array, after using, after these 7, after these ends with semicolon. So dynamic, after this use capital letter and 1 equal to 8 operator and ends with semicolon. In the same way, we want to give dynamic and array. After that, open square brackets, gave to and enter 9 with semicolon. So uh, this is the way to dynamic initialization. I mean, here we go to see from the starting. So what we have in the 0, we have in index 0, we have value 1. You know that. So now by using this dynamic array, in this dynamic array, the index 0 will be presented equal to 7. So in 1 will be 8. Then 2 will be 9. So that's the way. Here we go to see, they automatically, when they executes, they automatically change 7 comma 8 comma 9. So this is the way to allocate and change our initialized values in open closed curly braces by using dynamic initialization to change our index with our elements. So that's the way to use in dynamic array. So after the completion of friends this, after we want to use assessing dynamic initialized array elements. Array elements. So these accessing dynamic means we want to print same in the manner print ln dynamic array elements colon and ends with semicolon. So after that completion of this, so now we want to use for loop. For loop means using 5. You already know about that, what is for and what is for loop. If you don't want to know about that, if you can't know about that, go to previous video and I will be briefly explained what is for loop in that previous tutorial. So you must watch complete video to understand very easily. So after that, I equals to 0. So after that, semicolon. So I greater, I mean less than dynamic array dot length, dynamic array dot length, and using plus means it is a increment symbol. So I minus means it is a decrement. So increment means the increased values in positive way. Decrement means the decreasing the values in the negativity side. So that's the way. So after the completion of friends this, simply we want to print system dot out dot print ln. So open parenthesis dynamic array and using I. So after the completion of these friends, so simply click on semicolon. After that, clicking on the semicolon, so we complete successfully our program. So this is the way to understand our program in our manner. So in this way, these are the types we are called in arrays, and also these completion code will be choose to know about that. It is an arrays with briefly information about arrays with coding. So by the completion of this, we want to know about multi-dimensional arrays in our next video. So wait for this next video. Stay tuned. Until take care. Bye bye.